welcome to Team Calamity's locals. It's the first Friday of Opus 12. We're in round 2 at the moment, but I've got the bye, so rather than record like top tables and stuff, I'm just going to jump in on a round 2 game, which is Azlan versus Ben. So Azlan is on the bottom. I believe he's playing Water, Lightning, like a Thancred party attack. I would imagine Ben is playing some kind of Chocobos or Warriors of Light. Oh, it looks like it's Warriors of Light. So we'll see how it goes. I've been told there's lots of Opus 11 in here, so it should be fun to see what happens. We're all loving the new Octagon stuff, so thanks very much, Wayne. I think it's Wayne Hewitt in the US for setting this all up. Really cool, very much appreciated. We know you do have a Patreon as well, so if you're able to support it, that's cool too. Keep up the good work. So early game, I think both are going to go spammy. It seems to be the call of Opus 12 is to spam out. See, Ben started nicely. 4 down Cosmos, so he's nicely set. I think we're going to see Unas and Vikings and Lenners coming in. Yeah, here we go. So a bit of a throwback. Been quite a nice thing with some of the Opus 12 stuff, with bringing back some of the old, sort of the old class. There's some lovely ramping here. So Azlan is using again some more older cards and to take advantage of the new party attack mechanics. So Opus 12 has a lot of party mechanics, which looks fun and cool, a bit different. Obviously we've had party support for a long time. It's just not really been used that much. So the Minwoo. Been talking about this one. I'm not sure if Opus 12 is going to bring back Minwoo. I've played against the Ice Wind Barrel Eye. It is very not degenerate, maybe a bit harsh in the early stage, but it's very powerful once it gets going, and you will lose, particularly with things like Pandemonium. Everything in Wind activates, so it's just board pings for days. So Minwoo might be a thing to look into. We'll see how much, if Minwoo makes it into the meta again. So yeah, both players taking their time, getting set up, and then I think it's going to explode into a spam fest. I've just played Mitch's Warriors of Lights in the round 1, and he was very much trying to spam out as fast as he could, get as many forwards out as he could. Ben is playing a bit more measured. So looking at a traditional 5 backup race, and then it will be a case of who can go face. I'd imagine Azlan might have the advantage in terms of spam, but obviously this Faris, I think a bit of an underdog. I don't know, it didn't attract too much attention, but actually with the cost reduction, it's very cool. So I think we'll just let it play out, see what's happening. Okay, so Ben is going proper wall here with the Refia to bring out the Lunifs. Yeah, it's interesting to see Warrior of Lights coming into. Oh, we've got lots of different colours here. Okay, this is interesting. So Ben is in terms of like the sort of play style, he does like to do things very differently. So he does tend to be quite creative with his decks. He's not afraid to play lots of colours and mix things up. And you can see here, this is, I was expecting a sort of fire water wall with sort of Faris and the Lenners, that kind of thing, but he's not. He's going for all of them. So that's cool. Let's see how he gets on. He did win his first round as well, so it's clearly kicking off. Yeah, what I was about to say though was about Warriors of Lights. Interesting to see what people do with them. It's been an archetype that has had a lot of support but never really kicked off, and we keep seeing legends getting chucked at it. No one's really done anything particularly special with it. So this should be the Opus for it happening. They've got a lot of good support this set. But yeah, interesting to see already. And I've only played a couple of games of Opus 12. I've played Warrior Lights, Fire, Water, and now I'm seeing a different take on it with more colours. So there's obviously some good flexibility in there. So Azlan's taking his time to think about it. So Azlan's deck, as I said, was a Water Lighting Thancred party attacking. So he's going to want to get a lot of forwards out to support his Thancred. Obviously he's playing the new Una Legend as well, so once he's up, I've not seen it in action, but I think the general thing with this is once you get going, it's you sort of start to pick up momentum, because you've got that constant removal and like power reduction every time your things are attacking. So here we go, Thancred straight in. So I'll remind myself as well. So he's able to play stuff from the break zone. So he's gone from the Sid Previa to another Opus 12 card. And we now know, oh, he's going to give a Thancred haste, so he's going to be able to start removing stuff because he's got the 3, so he can get rid of that Ignis on attack. He's probably going to go for it. Okay, he's party attacking, but he can't do that because Sid Previa doesn't have haste. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I thought I was going to have to jump in there and intervene with my terrible judge knowledge. Yeah, so he's going to swing with the Thancred. He's got the 3 lightning characters, so he can break Ignis. Ref is going to come back down to 8k, and it's up to Ben whether he wants to block. This was quite a fun Opus 10 legend. Didn't really see much play, but again, if you can proc up stuff. Okay, so here come the tricks. He's going to sack mid Previa. So yeah, Thancred is seeing a rise as well. Particularly with Neo X Death, people worried about that. Thancred is an obvious sort of easy counter to it. So we'll expect to see Thancred's. Obviously water, I'm going to see more play now, so Thancred's coming back. As you can already see, Azlan's quite happy to sack all his cheap stuff to kill for the combat tricks. It's been a while since we've seen Thancred. I think we all didn't like it. We had a little bit of break, but it's coming back. So over to Ben. So Azlan is sort of fairly nicely set because he's got the backups, and Thancred, as long as it stays on the board, can keep attacking. So it's none of a case of sort of filling his board out to proc off the Thancred break effect. He's seen Ben's got the Cosmos down and he's playing Earth cards. He might be worried about Shad Toto, so he might not want to go as full in as he wanted. Yeah, one thing as well with the new Octagon updates, obviously, I don't know if it's coming back soon, but the power boost function has gone. So it's slightly annoying, but actually we were just discussing this during round 1. I think it's probably a good thing because particularly as we're so focused on online play at the moment, it's easy to get a bit lazy with auto counters and auto boosts. So it's very good sort of brain training to keep your mind sharp and pay attention, because obviously when we go back to things, when we start playing tournaments, these are sort of things that catch people off. The amount of times people sort of forget simple things like the backup boosters and stuff, forget the powers, and then sort of misplay into things that were just silly plays. So it's good to keep your mind active on it. Okay, so now we can see Thancred is starting to do its work. He's got the party attack for Yuna. We've had the party attacks. He's going to get to draw 2, so fully maximising it. It's now a case he needs to get rid of this Thancred, because you can start to see already the sort of snowballing effect. It was one of the cards we did our legend review the other week, and particularly Mitch and Michael were sort of raving about Thancred. They really saw the value in it, and I admit I wasn't so sure, but you can already start to see if you can't deal with it, it's just going to sort of snowball you out of the game, which is what's happening here. There's a lot of forwards are like this in Opus 12. I'm sort of seeing, even though it's early doors, insta kill was always a thing in the game. You needed to kill things quickly, but really, particularly for Opus 12, you really need to be careful about making sure your deck has sort of removal, and it has on-demand removal, and you don't want to be sort of having to hope that you draw into it. You need to be thinking that, because there's a lot of things that need to die quickly in this Opus. Not seeing it yet, but obviously things like Sin Hunters, you need to deal with that quickly, and it's not particularly easy for some of these things. And we've seen already with Opus 11 things like Writs it will carry the game for you, and if you don't get rid of it sort of efficiently and early, you know, a couple of attacks and you've pretty much lost the game on the back of it. So very important to bear these things in mind. Okay, so still early doors. Ben's in a little bit of a bind. Needs to do something really. Start doing something. He's sort of stalled a couple of turns. He's not really done much. Expect some kind of, you know, needs to do something here to put himself back into the game really. So we can see, okay, the new Cryle. This is a cool, fun card. I'm a fan of this one. So let's see if he's got a summon of his own one, or if he's going to nick one of Azlan's. I think he's discarded for a bit. Oh, okay, so he's discarded for the Phoenix, which was in his break zone. Was it from the break zone? He might have just had it. He might have just done no enter effect when he had that in hand. But this is good. I probably would pick the Thancred here. It's coming. So there we go. As I said, Ben needs to do a big play, and he has done it. And now as well, as long as Cryle stays on, he can start playing his summons from the break zone. I can't check break zone because I'm just a spectator, but we've seen Azlan's got Thancreds. Obviously, Azlan's targets are more Thancredable from his side. I don't think Ben will want to do that, but he's got access to his own Phoenix and stuff. Slight downside, obviously, he has to pay one more because you have to do Cryle's ability. Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, our first, so we've just had, this is round 2 of our local, so round 1 actually, we've got 7 players tonight, which is why we've got the bye running. All the games are very close, so my game was 7-6 to Mitch, obviously that's why I've dropped into the bye. We had another 7, we had a 7-5, I think Ben's game was 7-5, and another 7-6, so lots of close games, which is cool. Particularly when it's a new Opus as well. You see that everyone has built something that's sort of slugging up to each other is cool. So Refia, when it attacks, you can remove stuff from the game if you have 4 more Warriors of Light, so you just need 1 more for next turn attack. So we see Cryle and Lunith. So let's see if Refia can last the next turn, because it's quite a big swing potentially. So we've got Celestia here. So yeah, we can change to Lightning. I imagine he's going to do a party, and he's going to get the 1k boost from the party. And lose the power. So yeah, Una does a lot, which is cool. There's a lot of good Unas in this game. And he's just reminding Ben that he gets the power boost. Which is a nice decent thing of him to do, he doesn't have to. So obviously we're playing now over Discord, so they will be chatting to each other. Missed what happened there, but Lunith died from the power reduction and the block. Oh yeah, he did the Alba. by removing... Yeah, so he removed the QC from game to give Alba haste, which is cool. Now the Vikings come in. So I guess probably Azlan now, drawing up his hand side, he'll be able to play another Thancred and recycle stuff for like the mid preview again to give the Thancred haste, and then he can start removing. This is where Una was quite cool. We did mention it on our review. So obviously, like Una can change for the party ability, but when you combine it with Thancred, it's a very nice way of proccing the Thancred to add an extra lightning character. Does she change or does she gain it? That becomes the name, okay. So she would lose the water. Okay, so here comes the Varys. Yeah, this surprised me a bit. I probably didn't think too much about it because it's a a one deck kind of card, Warriors of Lights, but actually very powerful. And obviously when you're playing a Warrior Light focus, that continual ping as people come in is nasty because you can get quick big damage. Okay, so he's gone for the Una, and I think he went for the Una. Don't know who he targeted, but whoever he did, Azlan is obviously going to fan through the target. Okay, it must have been the Viking. Azlan is a big fan of sort of the fanfrit to scupper targets. Although it looks like he targeted the Alba. Don't know what happened there. Maybe just accidentally targeted it. So yeah, fanfrit obviously is has combat trick ability because you can block and then fanfrit it away, or yeah, particularly when people do big targets like Diablos, that kind of stuff. You can fanfrit the target and they don't get the extras. Similarly, like the Phoenix, you could fanfrit the Phoenix target and then fanfrit, you've just paid 7 and don't get the effects back. So very nice. Whilst a bit degenerate, very nice summon. Not particularly fun on the other side, but there's lots you can do with it. And only nice thing is if they're playing this new Una Legend, they don't get the cost reduction from the sort of classic backup, so balances it out a bit. So I'd expect a Thancred to come in, and here it comes, and then I think he's going to do the mid-prev play again. Yeah, so he's going to give Thancred haste. Now we can change Una to a lightning forward if he wants. Oh, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so if he wants, he can change Una to a lightning, and oh, he doesn't really need to now. So he can basically kill whichever forward he wants. Probably will keep the Refi on because I think Varys is probably the more dangerous card here because Refi's not doing anything at the moment, whereas Varys is going to proc up the ping and the cost reduction, etc. So okay, he's going to make Una lightning. Yeah, Ben's I give up. Varys is gone. He's going to reduce the Refia. There we go. Look, when a party you control attacks, choose one forward. Opponent casts the inherent damage. So, like now, Azlan is set up. There's nothing really you can do here because unless you can wipe the board, it's just. I mean, he's probably going to finish this anyway. But like, if Ben survived another round, there's not much he can do because whatever he plays is dead. So it just shows you the snowball effect, bringing back from break zone. Yeah, a spammy Opus, I think. It's going to be a lot of field rushing. The Lone Soul. But yeah, be prepared for board flooding. Could be time for Earth to come back into the fold. It's got the sort of Shantotos, etc. I don't think it's going to help too much because you can only really do it once. But yeah, break zone removal could be the thing. So your Kadages and Mist Dragons may be worth coming into play again, because there is a lot of break zone recursion and abilities like that coming through. So yeah, so there we go. The Thancred party attack deck absolutely destroys the Warrior Lights in this one. 7-2. It's well played, Azlan. And that was today's feature match from the... Okay, what's he up to? He's just trolling now. That was a feature match from today's Calamity organised play. We'll try and record one of these every week. We're also going to be running a sort of locals report, so we're going to be posting on Facebook, probably a written report rather than a video. So we'll be posting on the Facebook fan pages with like our locals report, so you can see what sort of decks we're playing and what's winning. And Mitch is going to be tracking sort of the stats of both our sort of locals decks in terms of like the element combinations and the win rates, etc. And he'll also be feeding into bigger tournaments on that are posted to FF decks. So we've got like 16 plus player tournaments that are popping up, and we'll sort of track those as well and try and build a bit of a picture of what's going on. Mitch likes the stats and he likes his spreadsheets, so I'm sure he'll do something cool with that. So yeah, look out for that. Otherwise, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Hopefully to have lots of content coming your way, deck profiles, games. Our podcast obviously starting up again, which we've now sort of moved into live streaming the podcast. So as we record it, we'll live stream to YouTube. So if you want to join us live and sort of join in the chat, we did that last time. It was fun, and we'll try it again. So that's cool. But yeah, otherwise, thanks very much. See you later.